Why do people create content? Maybe it's self expression, maybe out of boredom, maybe it's all because of the money and the fame. I had a really hard time thinking about why I created. And yeah, the money's good if you become the top 1%. But when you get to a point where everything is to do with money, then your life becomes very stagnant. You don't have that urge of creating just because of creating. You're looking for another means of creating income. And I felt that the content that I would produce is just so niche and so in a box that nobody else would look at. But I think the niche, there's a lot of money in niches. And of course, it's not always about the money, right? But if people have the choice to create for the money, they would, because maybe not all people, but the 9 to 5s are pretty stagnant. They probably hate their bosses, hate their job, and it doesn't fulfill them. So, why do people create? Well, it may be a lot of different factors. Self expression is one, boredom, probably. I work in marketing, and people think it's a creative thing. But in reality, it's just to maximize as much outreach and much awareness as possible. And you're not really creative, you're just maximizing for the algorithm, for the amount of eyes that people have on your business or on the person. And that's basically YouTube in a nutshell. My job is trying to get as many people to look at my product and service as possible. And that just squeezes all of the creativity, all form of individuality. And that's one thing about marketing. And sometimes it can be very exciting, but it has created a feeling of maximization rather than using my creative self. But it's what pays the bills, right? So I'm gonna keep still doing it. I'm gonna keep working at it. I'm trying to, maximize it. And there's no right or wrong, but it has made me a lot jaded on the whole, creativity wise. And it's good to have other creative outlets as well, like this one, doing voiceovers. I've been picking up guitar here and there. I've been reading a lot of books. So there is some sort of creative outlet. Also, one thing for full-time YouTubers out there, how does it actually feel? Does it feel good that you're creating content that you actually want? Is the amount of views that you get, does that motivate you? Does it scare you in any way? It's just a thought that I had, because you're like the slave to you're basically a slave to the outlook of other people, which is that scares me a little, as well as it kind of enlightened you a little bit. It puts a fire under your backside. But that's another question. What or the same question that I told at the start. What actually makes you want to create content? Is it a matter of just the algo pushing, or is it a lot more? Because with this channel that I have now, I don't really mind if it goes up, down, left, right, center, because it's not the center of my whole being. It's just an outlet that I have. So that's a question. That's a thought that I had recently as well.